Hi, it's Sarah Janes here, and welcome to charcoal drawing tutorial number 3, how to draw a skull. Alright, so this is an image of a sheep skull that I had in my classroom. I would encourage everybody to screenshot this picture and print it out. This is the image that I'm going to be working with today. In front of me I have a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of standard copy paper. First thing I'm going to do is sketch out my skull. What I like to do first is mark out the edges, so how far to the left and how far to the right I'm going to want that image to go. Then I break the piece down into geometric steps. So the easiest one to recognize is that eye socket. Draw that in, nice big circle. And then I'll try and break the rest of the skull down into parallelograms, and triangles, squares, trying to find something in that amazing organic shape that I recognize and that my brain can make sense of. And once I have all of the geometric shapes down, then I'm just going to work around the contours, making my lines a little more organic and finessing them out. All right, once you've got all your contour lines smoothed out, you need to take a nice clean white eraser and get rid of all those original geometric shape lines. All right, it's time to put down some dark tonals. So I'm using my charcoal brick. Just gonna put some charcoal down onto a white sheet of paper. And then I'll just be picking that up with my fingers. I'm going to use the side of my pinky as it allows me to get into some smaller areas. I'm going to hit all of the darkest tonals first. So that eye socket and anywhere where it's really dark on my picture. I'm going to work for the most part in circular motions. But you'll also notice me using some strong curves and just following the lines of the skull. Once you have your really dark tonals in, you can start adding some of your darker mid-tones. Again, I don't want any strong streaks, so I tend to work in a bit of a curved movement. All right, once you're done with those dark tonals, you're going to need to put in some of your mid-tones. And you'll notice I got a little bit of a streak there, so I cleaned it up with an eraser. Okay, now it's time to cut in some highlights. I'm going to use just a plain old white eraser that I've cut so that it's got sharp edges with a scalpel. All right, now I'm just going to push my darks back a little bit, and I'm going to start adding some finer details with my charcoal pencils. So I want to look for some of those really dark areas that need some crisper lines. So the skull has some really beautiful cracks, for lack of a better word, little fissures. You want to wiggle those in with maybe one of your charcoal pencils so that you can get a nice sharp line. There's also little black dots on it and some holes. You'll want to add all of those. Periodically, when I end up with some smudges, I just grab a clean eraser and clean things up. And I like to use my paper stomp. It's a great tool. It's really just tightly rolled paper, and it allows me to blend out some of those harsher lines that maybe I don't want. And it's great at getting mid-tones. Another fabulous tool that most of you probably have around the house is a Q-tip. It'll allow you to get into some tighter spaces, and it gives you a really nice soft blend. All right, all my essentials are here. Really now my job is to step back and look and say, do I have enough depth? Have I pushed my darks enough? Have I pulled my highlights enough? Are my lines sharp enough? Does it feel like it's in focus? Does my skull have weight? Can I feel that it's sitting on something? So I go back and forth a lot between the paper stomp and the Q-tip and the eraser and my sharp charcoal pencils, and just finesse this until I get it to a point where I'm happy. So here's my sheep skull and charcoal. I hope you had a good time. And I remind you that you can see my art at www.sarahjanes.com and purchase originals and prints. Connect with me and see what my current projects are on Facebook and Instagram. Peace and love, and take care. Bye for now.